E-commerce revenue daily averages are down year over year. The cost per click on Google is higher, and Google return on ad spend is down by over 20% for certain industries. This is why the introduction of Performance Max campaigns from Google couldn't come at a more perfect time. So in this video, I'll share what it is, why it works, and 5 best practices to maximize Performance Max campaigns. See what I did there? Max and perform. Never mind. Performance Max, or PMax, is a new advertising system within Google where each campaign gets access to all of Google's ad inventory. This means everything from YouTube and search to maps and more, all inside of one campaign.
Wait, this isn't new. Google's been automating things for years. They have smart shopping.
You're right, Google has been on this path of automation for a while, but this is one step further than before. Smart shopping was broken down by campaign type. This is why we talk so much about the SEM order of operations, because you would set a particular budget for a specific campaign type. But with Performance Max campaigns, you can't allocate budget based on campaign type, so this changes how goals are set, budgets are allocated, and how we evaluate success. With PMax, brands provide creative assets, CPA and ROAS targets, signals and audiences, campaign goals, budgets, and feeds. With these, Google's machine learning then works its magic, providing a mix of campaign types and ad formats to yield the best results for your selected campaign goal.
So PMax is working for everyone?
As with any large technology shift, you should expect some learnings along the way. The PMax results so far have been mixed, but you have to keep in mind you won't experience the full results until you fully shift over. Now, why do we believe PMax will be a game changer for e-commerce growth, and what are the best practices that we've learned so far? First is PMax fully leverages audiences. We've yelled from the mountaintops the importance of audiences, especially on Facebook ads, but now we can take a lot of those same learnings and apply them to Google. Demographics, Google audiences, custom segments, even your own customer list. Being able to include and exclude certain audiences is one reason why we're so bullish about Performance Max campaigns. This sets up best practice number 1 of sending your audience data to Google. This will supercharge your performance and allow you to set specific campaign goals, even around things such as new customer acquisition. The second reason we believe in the long-term success of PMax is creative assets being streamlined. One of the top challenges for brands when advertising is having the right creative to put in our ads and making sure it feels native to the platform it's showing up on. But PMax makes this an issue of the past. Simply input raw assets, text, image, videos, and Google assembles them into the most effective ad format. You can even scan your website and product pages to get existing assets and make the process even easier. But this simplicity does not mean you can set it and forget it. Best practice number 2 is having a regular evaluation of your assets. You want to give PMax as many assets as you possibly can, working with the specifications they ask for. Again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Remember to look at your product pages, your social pages, and use those assets in your campaign.
How do I know if the assets I've selected are good enough?
Rather than guessing what ad creative is the most effective, Google makes this process easy as well with their handy ad strength rating. This is a score you receive based on your current ad sets. If you're consistently aiming for excellent, then you know that you're setting up your campaigns for optimal performance. Now, the ultimate goal of all this is to acquire new customers. And where do most customers get stuck? In this place that Google calls the messy middle. When potential customers are still in that evaluation process, your job is to be omnipresent. When they're on YouTube, you're there. When they're on Google, you're there. When they're on their favorite blog, you're there.
Not because you put in tireless hours guessing where they would be at the right time,
but because you automated the entire thing using Performance Max campaigns. One part of the automation you don't want to forget is best practice number 4, taking advantage of the final URL expansion feature. This puts you in that position to get customers out of the messy middle faster by getting them where they're trying to go faster. Speaking of the messy middle and ad spend, if you're using a standard card to pay for ads, you're probably throwing away money on fees, interest, and footing a huge bill every 30 days, which ties up precious capital you could be using to scale with things like Performance Max campaigns. Well, that's just how credit cards work, right? Well, not with the sponsor of today's video, Parker, the card created exclusively for e-commerce. They give you access to your cash for double the amount of time. Each transaction is paid back within 60 days on a rolling basis, allowing you more time and freedom with your cash to grow your business. They have 0 fees, no interest, and credit limits up to 80% of monthly revenue. For a limited time, they're giving new cardholders a $1,000 bonus. Go to getparker.com or check the link in the description to learn more. Now, best practice number 5 is related to the value-based bidding that is a game changer inside of Performance Max. It's the importance of putting careful thought into your campaign goals. The usual way we set targets is based on CPA or customer acquisition costs, but this doesn't take into account that all customers don't bring in the same amount of revenue. With value-based bidding in PMax, you can set targets based on return on ad spend. That way, you're not optimizing just for conversions, you're actually optimizing for revenue. This prevents you from getting bogged down in unnecessary long reports and dialing in on what matters most. See what your costs are, analyze and project what your returns will be. If you're interested in seeing how your brand currently stacks up and if you're maximizing Performance Max campaigns, let our team hop into your Google Ad account for free, see what you might be missing, and be sure you're doing everything you can to take your business to the next level. Otherwise, check out this video here for another great resource for e-commerce brands, and I will see you in the next video.